everyone. Okay, so it is now Friday afternoon. I said I'd try to do a second video, and I am, but this is going to be all chatty stuff rather than show and tell stuff. So I went and did the tax appointment. It went well. So that's a big relief. Finally get those numbers processed and get the payment in place and all of that. So huge relief. Once again, I am very grateful to everyone who's made a purchase in the last month and a half. That has all gone to paying those taxes. And hopefully I'm going to pretend in my head that those taxes are going to go to pay for something to help people stay healthy. So in the midst of doing the taxes, we hear a voice shout out from the reception area. It was just the two tax professionals, the secretary, myself, and Dan. And she had caught a message that Cuomo was calling the 100% shutdown. For those of you not in New York, earlier this week, Cuomo had called a 50% shutdown, meaning 50% of employees in non-essential businesses needed to be working from home. So anything except for, healthcare, pharmacies, grocery stores, things like that. And then moved to 75%. I think that was just yesterday, maybe the day before. It's really becoming a giant blur. Then today, 100% shut down. It means anybody that's not a non-essential business needs to be at home. So this meant restaurants. Was the first thing that popped into my head, because if you watched this morning's message, I really wanted my chili rellenos because I've been good. I have not been going out. I have not been ordering because I needed to get the tax thing taken care of. And I'm sorry about the noises. I do have the windows open because even though it's really, really windy outside, it's still nice, and I know the temperature is going to drop, so I just want to get as much nice fresh air as possible. But that does mean you're going to hear vehicles and people. But on the upside, you might hear birds. I really did have to pull the curtains closed. I'm actually sitting on part of them because the sun is glaring through nice and brightly. Claire is quite happy to be able to watch the leaves blow by. It's one of her entertainments when it's windy. Okay, so where was I? The message came about the 100% shutdown, and the phone just started ringing. Oh, wow. Definitely one of those surreal TV movie moments. And yeah, obviously they needed to make some decisions. I don't know if we were their last clients. I do know they're going to be some of the last people that I'm going to see face-to-face in person for a while. Because, yep, I am home again. So it was an interesting moment. In terms of taxes, I am more relaxed. I can take a deep breath there. I can focus on the next thing, which is the current money situation and making it through summer and all of those things. Looks like we have messages from the Etsy CEO, and it's quite long. Looks like we have a message from our superintendent, which is also quite long. I've got to catch up on those once I get my mind past the last 2 hours. Okay, so decided I'm still going to go try and see if I can get my chili rellenos. Head over to Geneseo. I called, got my order in. I did order a couple extra, just thinking, okay, I can have them for the next few days. They said 10 minutes, which is fine because at that point I was in the parking lot. No, I was not driving and calling at the same time. Get inside, and I was talking with one of the guys and found out there's only 2 of them there. And they were basically they're not paid of their own choice. So this is a very small business. So I don't want to infer anything bad. But they chose to be open. They chose to be there rather than home. They chose to cook and serve for folks. They did say for about a week there was very little to no business, and it was just the last 2 days that it picked back up again, with us being able to do takeout and order things. I suspect the orderable margaritas might be part of it, because they do offer margaritas, and temporarily there's a lift on the ban of alcohol for takeout. So I was watching margaritas leaving. It's the strangest thing for New York. Not so unusual for New Orleans, because drive-through daiquiri bars are a lovely thing. It's just not the normal sight for here in New York. But anyway, so found out the situation there, and I decided I'm going to double my order. Simultaneously, my head was starting to hurt because, ouch, air pressure, not so good on my head, and I was hungry. So I doubled my order with the idea that I'm going to stick half of them in the freezer, which I have. So I now have the sauciest chili rellenos ever. Some for today, some for tomorrow, some for next week, and some to keep on going. I did avoid going to the grocery store. I thought about it, and then I saw the parking lot. And I'm like, no, I don't need it anything that bad. If I really, really need bran flakes or Raisin Bran, I can see if I can get it on Amazon, or I'll wait until I can go to one of the smaller grocery stores. We have some locally owned stores that I'd like to support. I've now heard that one of our local stores is doing well in terms of staying stocked as quickly and as regularly as they can. So I'm going to make a point to frequent them when I come to need groceries. Of course, my grocery list is very different than other people's. I want salsa and tortillas and veggie burgers and tofu. I figure the one hard thing is probably going to be frozen pizza. I'm hoping, since we live in the land of Barilla, that pasta will be available. Though I have to say, coming home, I was surprised how few people appeared to be over at Kraft Heinz. I expected that to be full parking lots. I don't know what the situation is there. I assume that they would be considered essential. I did want to note the people density. So other than like the grocery store parking lots, the roads in general, the amount of cars was actually reminding me of before college, in terms of density. So all through Geneseo, I was able to pull out. I could make a left without waiting 20 minutes. Okay, that's an exaggeration, but I could make a left without having to wait a long time. In recent years, you cannot make left-hand turns. It doesn't work. You have to plan everything to turn right, which I learned how to do in New Orleans. Yeah, so it was interesting to see that some parking lots are full, some parking lots are empty. The few people I did come in contact with today were very nice, so I can actually list them off, and I'm going to list them just in case. It did make me crazy nervous when the 9-month pregnant woman walked into the restaurant. Oh my goodness, I was like, I'm going to go stand in this corner, and she was over there, and I suddenly was like grasping a whole other part of this reality. She's going to need medical services, and we're strapped. And I don't even know if we have midwives legally here in New York. I know it was a big thing in New Mexico. I got to meet a few there through my job, but here it's not something I hear about. So I would almost wonder if she'd want to deliver at home. I refrained from asking, which is very nice, even at 6 feet. So that was interesting. I'm kind of blabbering, I'm sorry. So yeah, that was my venture out. Now I'm back. It's windy. I ate a little. I'm going to take my meds because I can feel this in my head. I watched a couple of the shrubberies across the road kind of doing that lean split thing. with a few gusts. I don't think we've hit the maximum gust yet, even though it was supposed to be between 11 and 12, because it just feels like it's picking up. They were saying 55 to 60, and then the thunderstorms coming in with it. So we shall see how that turns out. I'm not looking forward to the temperature drop because frankly it was nice being able to go outside and being, oh, I could almost sweat. It was nice. My car did hit 70, a little past 70, which was lovely. But yeah, I did hear a couple kids outside earlier, which was good. I kind of laughed because I know their district just said that their homework will be coming today and then next Monday. That's the district I live in, not the district I work for. Two different approaches there. The district I live in is generally taking some different approaches on things, even before COVID. I do like their community-minded approach. Their solar panels, their focus on those community concepts. Rather proud of the town where I graduated from. So yeah. Something I think just rolled by. I'm not sure what I just heard. May have been a car, but there was something else to that. All right, I guess that's it. Everybody else have a good Friday night. Get your fish fries if you can, because that closure might be coming soon. Keep restaurants and small businesses in your mind, and think about what they have invested. It's, for some, it's not just their jobs, it's their complete livelihood. It's an extension of themselves. So not just taking the financial hit, but taking the hit of not being able to serve people or to make something creative or artistic, having that connection with people taken away from them. I'm realizing with some of my Etsy sales and the slowdown there that, okay, yeah, I like the money, but I like hearing that little sales notice and knowing somebody's getting something that I made. And then later I get pictures of people with their hats and their bonnets and they're happy, and I like that. And that's even more fulfilling than just taking care of the financial piece. So across the country, around the world, that's happening right now, where sales just aren't happening and those connections aren't happening and there aren't as many smiles getting shared. So find a way to do that, to share some smiles within our new norm for the time being. Okay, that got a little sappy, so I'm gonna let you go. Again, have a good Friday night. Bye-bye.